If women are so emotionally in tuned, so emotionally mature as we say we are, why don't we choose peace? That's a genuine question. Why don't we choose peace over trying to be right? In my opinion, the reason why men and women are so separated is because we don't choose peace. If he's the problem, if he is so wrong, if he is so bad, why are you even giving the energy to argue? Seriously. The needing to be right is not feminine. The arguing with a man, arguing with anyone, of needing to be understood is not feminine. Understanding is feminine. Listening is feminine. And we love to say how we are healing ourselves. We're getting back into our soft girl era. I don't believe that. I don't believe that crap. There's so much around us, chaos wise, that women are just feeding into. We're feeding into the idea that men are bad, men are the reason why we do things. That's not peace. That's not understanding in the slightest. So, the reason why any man will even want to leave you, even if he loves you, is because you argue. It's because you need to be right. And the only way a person can be right is if they're alone. Seriously, like that's the only way that you can justify your actions, justify your feelings, is when you get rid of everything around you that could possibly contradict it, can possibly debate or argue with. Now you are right because you are alone. That's our society. That is what we are living in. That is reality right now. And I've come to this basis because even myself, I argue. I can have moments where I'm like, wait, I need to be right. I need to get something off my chest. I need to say something. But that's ego, that's pride. There's no reason to feel like you need to be right with anything. That's narcissistic. It is. It's a narcissistic tendency to always need to be right. When you can step back and be like, you know what? That's okay. I believe what I believe. You believe what you believe. And we can go off that. Your actions prove who you are, not what your words say, not what you try to get understood. Your point across doesn't matter. Your actions matter. And most women, by the end of an argument, by the end of a debate, leave anyways. So if you're going to leave the man, you might as well just leave. Why are you arguing? Why are you trying to get your point across? What matters? What does it matter? That's why we are so separated. Because we feel the need to be understood. We feel the need to, even after we have all of our rights and we have everything we could ever want as women, we still need to feel like we are the victims of the world. We still need to prove a point. Like, yes, we deserve this because of this, this, and this. How is that feminine? How is that even grateful? If you believe in God, how is that grateful? Being grateful is taking the world as it is. Acceptance is the hardest thing. It's the hardest frequency. Acceptance, peace, feeling like you are confident with everything that you already have. So why do you need to be right? Why do you need to argue? I need to remind myself this because arguing can be mirrored. It's very, you can easily argue with someone. Like I said in my last video, peace is hard, but chaos is easy because it's all around us. Arguing is all around us. It's all around us. So it's easy for us to just justify each other by debating and talking to our girlfriends. Oh, he did this. Oh, he did that. Oh, why would have peace with yourself. If you want to leave the man, leave the man. If you want to be alone, be alone. There's no need to argue about it. There's no need to have a justification about it. No one needs to justify your actions but yourself. And it's easier to do that when you're alone, right? So take away everything that is a problem in your life and be content with that. Why do you need to shout it to the rooftops that you're alone? Why do you need to shout it to the rooftops that you're right? It's just like this very toxic feminine energy. It's toxic because it's not real feminine. Feminine energy is able to have peace with herself, and silence is a response. If a man is arguing with you, I'm not going to sit here and say every man is perfect. Not every woman's perfect. So when a man, if he's arguing with you and he's doing something wrong, girl, leave. You don't need to tell anybody. You don't need to make it justified. You don't need to feel understood. Have the feminine energy, have the confidence to just walk away. Just walk away. Why do you need, I don't get it. I really don't. Because it's part of building this ego, building this hierarchy of feeling like you're better than someone. No one is better than anybody. So, ugh, I just felt like I needed to say this. I needed to clarify one of the reasons why I believe we are so separated as a population. Women, we look at men and we automatically think they're dogs, they're animals, they're always going to cheat, they're liars, all of these things that are implemented from our own traumas. Projection is a form of arguing. When you're projecting something, when you're assuming anything with anyone, you are projecting an argument. You are creating this debate that you need to be right with, that you already think you're right with. What does that matter? What is the point in that? Why don't people choose peace? Why do women not choose peace? And I'm saying this because I understand womanhood very well. I understand the toxic femininity. I understand pure femininity. And there's been overlaps. There's overlaps with it. Women love to claim that they're feminine. They love to claim that they are soft, they're healing. The reason you're in this position right now is because of the actions where you weren't. And that's not because of the man. That's not because a man made you do anything. No one can control you, honey. No one can control you. You are you. So to sit here and blame men for everything, that's a projection. Look inside yourself. You have put yourself in this position to be alone, if you like it or not. So, to understand another person takes a lot of work. And we've become very lazy. We've become very lazy human beings. It takes a lot of work to understand someone. So maybe we're not all fit for relationships. Maybe we are so out of tune with ourselves, because you do have to understand yourself in order to understand another person, that we just don't belong in relationships anymore. Because why would you go and do the work to understand someone else if you don't even do the work for yourself to understand you? If you don't even know why you're in this position in the first place, and you can't even take the accountability for your actions, how would you be able to understand anyone? Why do you even deserve a relationship? Not just with a boyfriend, girlfriend, but with friendships, coworkers, your family members. Why should you deserve a relationship that is pure and good if you can't even be pure and good to yourself? Purity is femininity. That's what it is. To be pure. To not have these toxic allegations on yourself, to not believe you are bigger than anyone, to be humble, and to submit to someone's understanding. Not submit in a way that is, what women think it is, getting on your hands and knees and submitting. Oh, please, love me, pick me, like submit. Like, no. Submission can also be a form of understanding anyone in your life. So it's just crazy to think, most men don't leave because that you did something wrong. They leave because they're tired of you arguing. They're tired of you trying to be right. Period. Why are you arguing with him? Why are you If you don't want to be with him, don't be with him. Simple as that. It really is that simple. Because if you overcomplicate it, you're overcomplicating yourself. Step back, give yourself some space, some solitude, right? Because women need solitude all the time. If you have so much solitude, that should give you enough space to understand yourself. But instead of being completely alone, we need people, right? We need the validation. We need the reassurance. I'm talking about women here. We need womanhood. But toxic womanhood is worse than being alone. It is. Toxic womanhood validates your toxic perspective. Like, yeah, he ain't shit. Yeah. Why would you be with him? Blah, blah, blah. Like, you need to have your own thoughts. In order to understand yourself, you need to have your own thoughts and truly understand why you think this way. Why do you take these actions? Why do you believe you're right? Why do you believe you're the only person feeling this way? Why do you believe that no man can be right for you? What are you entitled to? Right? It's just, yeah, I felt like I needed to get this out off my chest, get this out there, because I know a lot of men probably go through these arguments and they think it's normal. You know, arguing is a form of toxic projection. It's one thing to have discussions, right? To compromise, to talk about your perspective, her perspective, to, have an opinion on something. That's different than true arguing. Arguing is two people wanting to be right. It is. And arguing is negativity. I'm not even going to sit here and say, yeah, arguing is part of a relationship. Arguing is part of understanding. No. You communicate while someone listens and then it goes back and forth. That's not arguing. Arguing is it's narcissistic on both parties. And like I said, no man is perfect, no woman is perfect. There are some really bad people out there, and if you meet them, leave. What's the point in arguing? If you're really a victim in your life, why are you going to keep continuing to perform this victimhood? There's no reason. Choose peace. It's the only way out. It's the only way to truly feel good about yourself. If not, if you're constantly talking about your ex, constantly talking about the traumas that have happened to you, bringing them into new relationships, girl, you're never going to feel good about yourself because that's the only thing you can think about. And the people that you surround yourself with are just reassuring that idea in your head. So, yeah, that's it. That's all I wanted to talk about today. I hope it helps people because arguing is not normal. It's not. It's not normal at all. You should be able to communicate and listen and compromise. It's not a debate here. It's not a trial. We're not in court, okay? If you want to have a divorce, get a lawyer. Don't sit there and argue. There's no reason. So, thank you and I'll see you later.